What is up, guys? This is Velocity Worm and welcome to my channel. Today is Friday, the 4th of January 2019. Yes, baby, it's 2019. Let's let this truck pass and up we go to the road. We're going home, guys. Yes, I'm actually giving like a report of what I'm doing, as in someone's going to watch these videos. But we all know nobody's watching these because I don't put any kind of tags in the videos. I might start putting tags in the videos, I might not, I don't know. I have to think about it. So guys, in yesterday's second vlog, at the end of the vlog, actually, I filmed a fresh crash site. A car was crashed in a trench. I guess that's what you call it. The V-shaped tunnel-ish. Well, it's kind of half a tunnel. You know what I'm saying? On my right here, you can see. I mean, I hope you can see it. It's like a trench. The car was in the trench. It was absolutely destroyed. There was a police car there. It was a fresh crash site. And after I finished my vlog, I filmed. I mean, I didn't film because I stopped the camera recording, but I saw another crash site. Another car. It wasn't as destroyed as the other one. It's just that it was in the trench. It got out of control, the car, and it went in the trench. So yes, a few accidents yesterday, and I thought I should talk about accidents and not exactly accident, but more like speeding and police cars and police officers, because in my country, in the place where I live, almost everybody is kind of disrespectful to police officers. Everybody is saying that, oh my god, the pigs are out again on the roads. When they're using their radar to catch those who are speeding, who are exceeding the speed limit. Everybody's hating them. Everybody's insulting them all the time. Nobody wants them on the road. Nobody wants them to supervise the roads and the driving on the roads. So I wanted to talk about the importance of the police officers and how we should see them, and what I think of speeding, because well, straight up forward, I don't agree with speeding. I don't agree. There's a limit, and persons who know sorry, I need to get my words. So people who know to do their jobs, who are entitled to do so, they created these laws. For example, in my country, in most of the cities, in most of the villages, there's a speed limit of 50 kilometers an hour. I don't know exactly how much is that in miles, but I'm not going to look it up right now. So 50 kilometers an hour in the villages. Now, right now I'm in a village and I'm going with 70 kilometers an hour. That's 20 kilometers an hour more than the speed limit. But I'm not like crazy driving, or 100 or 120 kilometers an hour. So even though I don't agree with speeding, and even though I know I should go only with 50 kilometers an hour, I don't think every type of speeding, or every time you exceed the speed limit, you're immediately you can immediately be accused of speeding, and receive a ticket from the police, because that's what usually happens, at least in my country. Police cars always stay in hidden places. They look for opportunities to give you the ticket very fast, and even if you have like 60 kilometers an hour, or 55 or 65 kilometers an hour, it's their job and it's their right to give you a ticket because you did exceed the speed limit, so you did cross the law. So to say, they have the right to do so, and not just so to say, because they actually do have the right to do so. But also it's like, a question of kind of a moral stuff to me, because it's not the same if you exceed the speed limit with 10 kilometers an hour, or if you exceed it with 50 kilometers an hour. And I think police officers should be more lenient. That's how you call it. More, I think police officers should not be in a rush to give you a ticket. If you go with 100 kilometers an hour in a city or in a village where the speed limit is restricted to 50 kilometers an hour, then yes, I agree, you should receive a ticket. Moreover, I think your driver's license should be suspended. Yes, we can go. I think it should be suspended. Oh. Little fella had to cross the road. I'm sorry guys, I would take you up, but I have to film for my viewers. So even I am speeding sometimes, but I never go like, full on. I never, there's an unwritten law. I think I call it that, an unwritten law. If you're a douche and you exceed the speed limit with 50 kilometers an hour, then you absolutely deserve it, and you put life in danger, and you put your own life, and the other participants in the traffic, their lives in danger as well. So I think yes, you should be punished. But going with 70 kilometers an hour in a 50 kilometers an hour zone, I don't think that's that bad. I don't think that should be immediately sanctioned by the police officers. Let me just check. Sorry, but paranoia is at it again. I have to check if I'm filming or not. So yes, and the problem is in my country at least, even though that's not an excuse, is that people, and even me, we usually we are speeding and we are exceeding the speed limit because we don't really have highways to get fast from one city to another. And the workplaces we have, the jobs we have, and our bosses always expect us, and even the truck drivers, they're always expected to get to their destination very fast. And when you have to go from city to city, from village to village with 50 kilometers an hour all the time, well, obviously you can't do as much work. You can't do as much as you would do like in a Western country, so to say, where there are highways. Trucks can go on the highways. They can go with 80 kilometers an hour. You don't have to go with 50 kilometers an hour. And you could say, well, it's not that big of a difference between going 60 kilometers an hour, for example, and 80. It's not, but in the long run, you can see the results. You can see the difference. And well, in my country, there are very few kilometers of highway. There's almost no highway at all, actually. Not significant highway. Around where I live, they just finished a portion of a highway, but it's such a small portion of the highway, and it takes you so much to get up to the highway and get down from the highway, to enter and to exit the highway, that it's not worth it to go on the highway. You better off going on the regular roads, on the national roads, than to go on the highway. So there's a problem. The simple and the small people, like me, I'm doing a simple work, we're kind of forced into speeding all the time. And obviously that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse to put other people's life in danger. That's never an excuse. And that's why I'm not going with 90, 100 kilometers an hour in a city or in a village. But I do go with 70 kilometers an hour because it does make a difference if you go 70 kilometers an hour or you go 50 kilometers an hour. It does make a difference. I tried to go no entirely by the book, so to say. I tried to go very by the book, but it's just I don't have the time. You don't really have the time to do that, because you have to get home to your family, you have to finish the job, you're expected to get at an appointed time to somewhere, and you need to be there. And because you don't have highways and you don't have roads on which to go, you end up speeding. And as you could see yesterday on the in the video, at the end of the video, because in my country people are speeding so much and are driving so aggressively all the time, and they're in a hurry all the time. There are so many accidents in our country. There are so many accidents. Only I witnessed 2 accidents yesterday on a span of like 50 kilometers. It was from a city to another. It was like 50 or 60 kilometers out, and I saw 2 accidents. How many more accidents were there yesterday in the entire country? And the problem is that since we don't have good roads and such, when the winter kicks in and there's a little bit of ice on the roads, everybody is still driving fast, like fast driving. The roads are not cleaned efficiently from the snow, because now it's dried up, because there are -7 degrees, and it's totally frozen and dried up, and there's not a problem on the roads. But when there's like -1, -2 degrees, there's that ice-ish mud on the road, and you can lose control of the car very fast. And if you're taking turns, taking the curve with like 80-90 kilometers an hour, you can very easily go into a trench. And that was the case yesterday also. I mean, I think that was the case, losing control of the car you're driving because you have because your speed is too high. And yeah, it is a big problem in my country. I think police officers are doing a great job. I don't have anything bad to tell about them. I think I don't agree with the fact that they are giving tickets out even when you're going like 60-65 kilometers an hour, 70 kilometers an hour. I think they should look over that. I think they should close their eyes when we are doing that, or when a truck does that. But I think, and I agree with the fact that we should I mean, it's better for the police officers to be very strict with the law, rather than be very lenient, because the truth is, accidents happen because of speed, because people always drive so fast. And actually, a joke, accidents are not caused by speed, they are caused by suddenly reducing to 0 from that speed. Or the joke was something like that. So even though I don't agree with them being so strict, I agree with the fact that people don't learn. And if you give them more space, like if they wouldn't give you a ticket for 70 kilometers an hour or 65 kilometers an hour, then like most of the people would abuse that thing, and they would go like 85-90 kilometers an hour. So yeah, I kind of see the balance there, but I think the government should do more for our people, in the matter of roads. We should have more roads, we should have more highways to drive on, because every truck has to enter the cities, and go around the cities. There are so many cars. Obviously, the biggest solution, the best solution would be to reduce the amount of cars we have. And yes, that's a worldwide problem actually. But you can't really do that, or you could, but I don't know. That's a bigger problem. I don't know how to get into that problem. I'm just a regular guy talking with a camera, so I don't really know how to get into that problem. But the fact is, the fact is that speeding isn't always bad. I have friends, and even my brother always goes with like 50 kilometers an hour all the time, in the village and in the city. Like he almost goes with like 48, 49 kilometers an hour because he says that that's the law. You have to obey the law. And oh my God, if a police officer sees me, catches me, he's gonna give me a ticket. That kind of fear and that kind of attitude. I also think it's not all right, because it shouldn't be like that. I don't think it should be like that. For a second, I thought that car was, had an accident and went out of the road, but it actually parked there. So, yeah. So that kind of thinking, and a few of my friends also say that, well, you should be obeying the law entirely and stuff like that. But I think it's more about the spirit of the law than the law specifically. You should be reasonable. You should value others' life and your own life. You shouldn't be speeding like 50 kilometers above your speed limit. You should definitely do that. But I don't think going with 65 or 70 kilometers an hour is dangerous. Is as dangerous. If I see people walking on the sidewalk like here, I reduce speed. I go slower. Fellow, do you want to cross the road? He wanted to cross the road, but he wasn't looking towards me. So yeah. So I think you should be, and I should be reasonable. People all around should be reasonable, and even if they are allowed to go faster, even then they should be reasonable and see. You have two eyes, and that's why you're the driver. You see the road. If you see the conditions aren't good, restrain yourself from going faster. Get a hold of yourself, and that's obviously a matter of a matter of personal decision, because the police officer can't come into your car and say, reduce the speed because there's ice on the road, or because it's raining, or because there are people on the road, and be careful. That's up to you and up to me, up to every one of us, to see the road, to make decisions, and to make good decisions. And that's one thing I want to work on. I want to put aside things that distract me from driving, like talking to a camera. That's distracting. And pay more attention to the road, and adjust your driving style, adjust your speed according to the road. Even if I'm exceeding the speed limit a little bit, or even if I'm below the speed limit a little bit, I should pay more attention to the road. This guy overtook me. He overtook me regularly, because the lines on the road allow him to do so, but he didn't really have visibility. He didn't really see if something was coming. If a small car would have come with like 90 or 100 kilometers an hour, it would have been a dangerous situation. I would have had to brake to allow him to get back. So there are situations where I think police should be more lenient, but I agree with the strict laws. I think people will never learn. That's my opinion. I think as long as you don't have the right motivation, and you, at the core of your soul, you're not a good person, or you're not a, well, I don't know what the word is when you're yeah, I don't know if in English there's a word integrity. I think there is. If you don't show integrity in the small parts of your life, then obviously you won't show integrity in the big parts of your life. So I think it really comes down to what kind of person you are, and what can you do to become a better person. If I become a better person, I try to pay more attention to the surroundings, everyone around me. I try to see the danger to myself and to others. Exceeding speed limit is dangerous, it can put you and others to danger. So I think it really comes down to what kind of person you are, and how can you improve yourself. Obviously most of us don't really think like that. We don't usually try to improve ourselves. I think that's a big minus on our society, or in our society. Let me just turn down the heat because it's getting to my nerves. It's tiring out my eyes, you know. So as long as people won't start seeing laws, or won't start seeing the good part in the laws that they have to obey, I don't know. I don't think accidents will be reduced. I don't think speed limits will be higher up. Moreover, I think they will be lower, you know. It might even go from 50 kilometers an hour to 40 kilometers an hour, because I just don't know. I don't see the solution. I don't think humans can resolve solutions like this. I think accidents will always happen because laws are not obeyed, and even if laws are obeyed perfectly, which will not happen because we're not perfect, even then there will be accidents because we are imperfect and accidents happen. Obviously they would be reduced a lot, but they would still happen. So as a conclusion to what I said, I have to say that I don't agree with speeding, and but I also don't disagree with speeding. There are two kinds of speeding I see in my mind. You know, being a douche and exceeding speed limit with like 50 kilometers an hour, that's dangerous. That's, you know, I don't agree with that. But there's also the soft kind of speeding, when you like exceed the speed limit with like 10 or 20 kilometers an hour. I don't think that's dangerous. I don't think yes, I don't know how to say, but I agree with that kind of speeding, and I feel like police officers from time to time should be more lenient. But overall, I agree with the strictness and with the strict attitude the police officers have, and I agree with that. I totally support them, and I'm always happy. I'm not happy because you know, you can't be happy when someone's given a ticket, but I feel confident. I feel more relaxed when I see you know, police cars and police officers stopping others and giving them tickets for speeding. I think that's a good thing. I feel like it's important to maintain a close eye on the traffic, because people as a society, people as a group, if they do not have specific laws, and those laws are not reinforced, so to say, you know, then they will not obey those laws, and it will get out of control very, very fast. So I agree with the police. I agree with the fact that speeding is not alright. As I said, there are two types of speeding, and I'm always in the second category. I exceed speed limit with like 10-20 kilometers an hour, but never more. I always try to restrain myself and don't go over that speed limit. So yeah, that's my advice to you guys as well. Try not to exceed the speed limit, and not just try. You know, you have to do it. You have to obey the law and not exceed the speed limit. I don't know why did that van slow down, but yes. Actually, I have another idea for another topic to talk about. After I finish this vlog, I will write it down I will write it down because I will forget otherwise. So why are we going so slow again? Never mind. So that's my advice to you guys. That's my advice to myself, to obey the law as strictly as you can. Try to obey the law as strictly as you can. What are these guys doing, bro? Because laws are made to be laws are not made to be broken. Yes, laws are not made to be broken. laws are made for a good reason. They are made to protect us, even though there are laws that are not always, 100% good, or not 100% thought through. They're made by perfect people, but overall laws are made to protect us and to protect others from you. So obey the laws. Don't exceed the speed limit only if it's like, life and death situation, and be respectful to the police officer. They're doing a great job. I feel like that. I feel like they are doing a great job, and I respect them for that. Let me just get up here. And yeah, that was today's topic: police officers and traffic police, actually, and speeding. I don't think I'm going to do another vlog today, so we will see each other tomorrow, hopefully. I'm going to put some fuel in my car, and we're going to do vlogs with my car. Can't wait to do that, guys. So today was the 4th of January, guys. It has been your boy Velocity Worm. Take care and peace.